Hey guys, welcome back to another episode Up and Running. Thanks for watching. Alright, on today's episode, the 1970 Chevy truck is back. So in this episode, what the owner wants us to do is replace the valve cover gaskets. I think I mentioned in a previous episode that they were leaking, so we're going to go ahead and replace those. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so this valve cover was leaking the worst, so I'm going to go ahead and replace that one first. Now it looks like I'm going to have to clean some crud off up here first, so I'm going to get something to clean that off, and then we'll get started on this. Alright, so these valve covers have 4 7/16 bolts that hold them on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these off. These have the little keepers that help spread out the load to help keep the valve covers from warping. Ooh, it's stuck. There we go. That not in very good shape at all. It's totally squished out of the, in 2 pieces. It's like we got a bunch of sticks and debris here. So some more of this over here. I'm going to get all that out. I don't know if it's, some of it is, I think, is gasket material. Some of it was sticks. Some more of it down here. I'm gonna have to get a little hook or something. Here we go. This might work. Trying to push this stuff away from the holes that go down in the engine so it doesn't disappear into a hole. There we go. I think I got most of it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that up and then get the valve cover cleaned up, and we'll get this put back on. A little bit in there. Alright, we'll clean this up. I know this is the stuff that makes riveting videos. Unfortunately, it's one of the things that you gotta do. It's the most time consuming, but you have to do it, and you have to do a good job. Alright, so you can see on this valve cover that this gasket is in rough shape. So we're going to get this all cleaned up now. I think somebody way over tightened this as well. Pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on the wire wheel right away. Clean the rest of that up. I like to rinse these off so you don't get any crud in the engine. We're going to have a little straightening to do. There's a couple dings in these valve covers, and I'm going to have to tap on the holes a little bit as well. I'll put a straight edge on them and make sure they're good and straight before I put them back in. So these holes are definitely really high. I'm going to go ahead and tap these out. Probably going to use the vise. See, that's got a big old whoopee in it. It's a lot better. Definitely closer, but I got a ways to go. Pretty close. I know there's controversy about whether to use sealer on these or not. Typically, if they're an older valve cover that have been straightened and moved around and all that kind of stuff, I'll put a little sealer on them, and that way I think it just reduces the chances of it leaking again. Alright, I kept ramming the screw down the end and it wouldn't come out, so we're just doing it the old-fashioned way. I cut a big hole in the side of the tube. This thing back on. Alright, I think I got them all started. I'm just going to zip them down just a little bit and make sure. Yeah, that one started. I'm going to make sure the gasket didn't squeeze out anywhere. It looks like we pretty much got it here. I'm going to get a mirror and check the back. Yeah, I can still see it. I can see it in there, and it looks like it's, you know, where it should be. I'm going to check this with a mirror as well. Yeah, that looks good too. I can't see under there, but yeah, it all looks like it's in its place. I'm going to let that sit a little bit and then I'll snug them down. In the meantime, let's get started on the other side. Have to get a little pry mechanism going. There we go. Yeah, I mean, this gasket's pretty darn dry, but it looks like it was sealing. So this valve cover, the gasket, you can see where the head ran nice and in the gasket the whole way around it. It was probably over tightened because you can see it's kind of squished out, but I still think it was sealing. I think this one was okay, but like I say, it's old and crusty, so we're gonna replace it as long as we're doing this. pretty good. Alrighty then, that looks pretty good. Let's put it on the truck. Alright, these valve covers have been sitting for a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and just snug them down right now. You definitely do not want to over tighten these. Just snug is all these need. Alright, that should be good. Now we'll do the other side. Again, I'm going to be careful not to knock the gasket loose. Double checking it. I'm just snugging these just so I can see them touch the valve cover. There we go. All right, I'm going to take the mirror and check this. Looks good. Looks good. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, looks good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and snug these down. I like to just kind of work them down nice and evenly. Alright, put the PCV valve back in. I think we're good. I think that's going to do it. Now I'm not going to start it for a day. I'm going to let this cure, and then we hopefully shouldn't have any leaks. Put this bad dog back on there. Ah, webs. I don't see any tools down there, do you? That's always the worst. Leave a tool down there. Ugh. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for another episode Up and Running. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell right next to it for the notifications, and click the like button. Thanks for watching. These down.